You're suspended until you apologize to my ex." He barked loud enough for the entire floor to hear. Laughter, a ripple through the crowd. I could hear the HR assistant snort behind her hand. My husband, the CEO, stood tall, smirking like he'd just taught me a lesson. My face burned, but I only said, "All right." That one word tasted like iron. He thought it was surrender. It wasn't. It was strategy. When I met Daniel, he was brilliant, ambitious in a way that made people orbit around him. I admired that. I believed in him. We built the company together from a rented apartment into laptops. I handled clients. He handled charm. Together, we were unstoppable. Until success made him forget that it started small. He'd take credit for my ideas in board meetings. Then came the team dinners that didn't include me. And one night, when he stumbled home with lipstick that wasn't mine, he said the quiet part out loud. "Don't make this bigger than it is. You need me more than I need you." That's when something inside me went quiet. His ex, the one I was supposed to apologize to, wasn't just a past mistake. She was his present obsession. I didn't need a pie. I just needed to look. Shared hotel bookings, corporate funds routed to his shell accounters, emails with attachments labeled for review. But when opened, they weren't documents. They were photos. Intimate. He was careless because he thought I'd never leave. He was right. I didn't leave. I learned. When betrayal is personal, revenge must be professional. I started documenting everything: transactions, emails, witness statements. I smiled through meetings, handed him coffee, and let him underestimate me. While he was playing power games at the office, I was in the background speaking to lawyers, auditors, and silent shareholders who'd grown tired of his ego. He'd built the company's empire on my foundation. I just had to pull one stone from beneath it. So, I did. 3 months before that humiliating suspension, I transferred my shares quietly to a trust in my name only. Every clause, every agreement was drawn by my hand years ago, back when he was too in love to read the fine print. Then I initiated a full audit. On paper, it looked routine. In reality, it was a trap. His misuse of company funds to finance his affair was about to come to light. And just for symmetry, I sent an anonymous tip to the board. All I had to do was wait. When he shouted at me in front of everyone, I let him. I let him believe the narrative he built that I was weak, emotional, defeated. I said, "All right," left my badge on the desk, and walked out without looking back. That was the last time he'd ever seen me as beneath him. The next morning, when he swaggered into the office and saw my desk empty, he smirked. "Finally learn your place," he muttered. Then legal walked in. 2 men, a woman, and a file thick with proof. I wasn't there to see it, but I can imagine the moment, the confusion. The shift from arrogance to panic, the trembling voice of the legal advisor. "Sir, what have you done?" By noon, his accounts were frozen, his position suspended pending investigation. The board called an emergency meeting. And guess who chaired it? Me. Because the trust I'd moved my shares into, it wasn't mine. It was ours. The hours that used to mean something. And legally, I was still co-founder, majority shareholder, and controlling partner. He didn't read the fine print. He never did. As he stood there, stripped of title and power, I finally spoke, calm, steady, measured. "You told me I needed you. You were wrong. The company needs integrity. It won't survive on deceit." His jaw tightened. His voice cracked. "You set me up." I smiled. "No, Daniel, you set yourself up. I just let gravity do the rest." The next week, his ex disappeared from the city. The board pressed charges, and I took back the office he'd once told me I wasn't tough enough to handle. They asked how I wanted to handle his severance. I said, "By the book." There was poetry in that. I didn't destroy him out of spite. I dismantled him out of necessity. He called once late at night, his voice broken, tired. Was any of it real? I let the silence answer. Some questions deserve an echo, not a reply. People say revenge doesn't heal. Maybe they're right, but justice restores balance. And sometimes balance looks like the man who mocked you in public reading a termination letter, with your signature at the bottom. He once said I needed to learn my place. Now he knows what that place is. It's his.